Hello everybody, this is Beth Worsdell, and I'm afraid I'm a bit later than I was going to be because I had to do some errands today and got a poorly girl at home. However, firstly, before I get on and read you chapter 3 of Earthsangels, my sci-fi fantasy fiction book, there we go. I wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you who have shared my videos, told your friends and family about them and shared them on blogs and websites and everything. I am so grateful, and because you've done so much to help me, I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback to show you exactly how much of a difference it's actually made. So I was looking this morning just before I started, and for Amazon.com, my adult Kindle version is now up to 139,000 position wise, and that's out of over 1 million books, so that is phenomenal. The adult paperback version is now position 281,000 out of 8 million books. I mean, this is just amazing. It really is amazing. Okay, for Amazon.co.uk, the young adult paperback is up to position 249,000 out of over 8 million. And the adult paperback is up to position 65,000. And that's well over 600,000. So it just goes to show how much one book sale can make a difference a day. And when I first started and I got told you could be one of their best sellers if you sold 1 book a day, I thought, really? and I was skeptical, but these figures really just goes to show you how much of a difference 1 book sale can make. And we had 3 yesterday. So that is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So thank you. Please continue to help. I've got such a long way to go. So every single like, share, recommendation, book review especially, they all help. So thank you. Your hard work and my hard work is paying off. I love you all. You're all amazing. Okay, so I'll get on now with chapter 3 of Earthsangels. I never know where to look on here because my camera is right down there, but I feel weird. I feel like I need to look straight on. So I'm sorry if I keep doing this. I'm just not used to it. Okay, so chapter 3. My mind was racing with so many questions and all the information it was trying to process. Angels? Wow, real angels. I will take you to a room where you may feel more at ease, she said gently. Please follow me. Zanika moved away from my bed, allowing me the room to get up. And even though my body felt wonderful, my legs were still a little wobbly when I tried to stand. So she patiently waited as my legs steadied. I looked up into her beautiful face and she reached out a hand to me. I lifted my own hand, and as I went to place my hand on hers, I felt her shimmering aura connect with my skin. The most amazing feeling travelled up my hand to my arm. It coursed through my body, and it was a feeling of utter peace and calmness. Zanika led the way out of the massive birthing room, through another exit and into another corridor like the one we'd just passed through earlier. There were smaller archways along the corridor, which I assumed were smaller rooms. Every archway had different symbols glowing in the soft light at the top. And every so often another angel would pass us by, and as they crossed our path, they would slightly nod their head at Zanika and smile at me. They were just like her, the females and males alike. All of them were emanating peace and calmness. I didn't feel unsafe or unwelcome in any way, and it was very reassuring. The tension in my body had begun to gradually melt away. Within minutes, Zenica stopped at one of the smaller decorative archways. "This will be your room for now, if you would like to enter and make yourself comfortable. I will come back later," Zenica said. She swept her hand towards the entrance, inviting me to go inside. Nervously, I entered the room. The light inside was a warm, soft glow, and the room was stunning. Thin, silvery veils hung from the ceiling to the tops of the smooth white walls. The room was a circular shape with a round bed underneath a large round window. There was a hint of purple in the silvery bed coverings and the seating area to the right of the room. On the left side of the room was a small archway that led to a bathroom with the funkiest toilet, shower and sink I'd ever seen. I quickly realised how desperate I was for a hot shower, but first I needed to look outside. After what Zenica had told me, I needed to see the outside world for myself. My nervousness grew as I walked over to the large round window. I placed my hands on either side of the window frame and peered out, and I was astonished at what I saw. We appeared to be in seawater, and I couldn't tell whether we were in the middle of an ocean or on a coastline. As far as my eyes could see, there was choppy dark green and blue water, seawater. The sky was cloudy with hues of pinks and reds, so it was either sunset or sunrise, but there was no way I could tell from the view I had. In the far distance were what looked like futuristic-looking oil rigs. But if the angels were trying to save Earth, I couldn't imagine them mining for oil. Sorry, a bit of hay fever. As I strained my eyes to make out the white, round rigs, I spotted something moving underneath the rigs and also on one side. It looked like flowing water, but how could water be flowing upwards? I'd already seen enough to assume that the angels were using the same powers or magic that they'd used to move my bed without touching it. This must be what Zenica was talking about when she said they were saving our planet. I suddenly felt so tired, which was ridiculous. I'd been sleeping for the last 5 years, so how on earth could I be tired? Logic made me realise that it was probably the shock of everything that had happened so far. Waking up in confusion and panic, my discovery that angels are actually real, and the shock of not only giving birth to a tiger cub, but also learning that I'd given birth to other animals too. Yeah, I seriously needed a shower and a good sleep. It didn't take me long to figure out how to work everything in the small bathroom. The toilet, sink and shower all had the beautiful intricate symbols next to them, just like the ones on the archways, but on a smaller scale. As I finished my business on the toilet, I started looking for something to wipe myself with. I touched the wall next to me where the symbols were, and a small section opened in the wall. There on a tray was what I assumed to be a cleaning cloth of some kind. It felt organic to the touch, which didn't surprise me considering what the angels were here to do. It felt almost like a thin, ultra soft leaf. God, I can't get my words out today, sorry. After finishing my toilet business, I approached the shower, removing the gown I was wearing, and I draped it over the sink. I lifted my hand to touch the symbols on the wall next to the shower area, and the ceiling sprang to life. Clear water began cascading from holes above in the ceiling. The symbols had glowed a bright white at the contact of my skin when I touched them, and I wondered if they had somehow read my body temperature, because the water flowing over my body was now perfect. When I looked around for any kind of soap and shampoo, I realised that my skin was slightly glowing. I cupped my hands to catch the water and lifted my hands to my face to smell it. The scent of the water was fresh and sweet, not like I thought water should smell at all. I splashed the handful of water over my face, and as my hands smoothed over my features, I was truly amazed at how wonderful my skin felt. The shower water was better than a skin cleanser. The angels really did take this planet-saving mission seriously, I thought. Respect was growing in me, and I truly admired the angels and what they were doing. I was desperate for more information about them and about myself. By the time I'd finished in the shower, I was more than ready for sleep. Exiting the shower area, I started to scan the bathroom for some kind of towel, but my body appeared to be drying very quickly by itself. It felt so fresh, clean and alive. When my feet touched the bathroom floor, another larger opening appeared next to the shower entrance. This time, there was a rolled up garment on the tray, and as I lifted it up, it unrolled into a plain but stunning maxi-style dress. Long sleeves hung off thin silver shoulder straps, and I noticed that the dress was going to leave my shoulders bare. It was so soft to the touch that I couldn't help but run my hands down the material. It was beautiful and a very pale silvery blue colour, like the sky on a summer's day. I slipped it over my head, and the material was silky soft against my fresh shimmering skin, and when I looked down in admiration, I noticed it had delicate symbols on it, just like the marks on Zanika's body, as if they were indicating that I was also female. Walking back to the strangely shaped sink, I tried to figure out how I was going to clean my teeth and brush my hair. It was then that I spotted some smaller symbols just above the sink. I touched one, and water sprinkled from small holes underneath the symbol. I touched another, and a small tray slid out of the wall above the symbols with a small dish inside. The dish had a pale green pressed powder inside, with a slight hint of mint and something else I didn't recognise when I lifted it up to smell it. Next to the dish was something that looked like the finger of a latex glove. When I looked closer, I saw it had tiny bristles all around the end. Oh, excuse me. I will be back.